Hey everybody, hope everyone's doing well. I'm going to be doing a home buyers presentation slash pretty much webinar for anybody that's looking to buy within the next couple of months, the next couple of years. This is going to be some useful information for anybody that really is looking, and as well as parents. If you feel free to share this with your kids, this is something that's going to be useful for them once they're out of high school or college. That way they can know the steps and what they need to do in order to be prepared to buy a home. Now, if you guys have any questions after this presentation, my contact information is going to be right here, obviously, and then at the very end of this presentation. But other than that, my name is Luis.Hidalgo. I'm a real estate agent here with Team Real Estate. We service Missouri and Kansas, and obviously my contact information is right there. But I'm going to try to keep this video under 10 minutes, so I might be speeding through some things. If you find any of this useful, feel free to give me a call or a text or send me an email. That way we can, discuss any questions that you may have. And if you're ready to buy, feel free to let me know. That way we can go ahead with the buying process. So first step in order to actually buy a property is that you need to meet up with a real estate professional. Now, I know this topic might be a little bit controversial for some people because I know some people have had bad experiences with real estate agents. Reason why is because in this industry, as 1099 self-employed people, we don't have a lot of training in this industry, unfortunately. But there are some offices, there are some teams, and individual agents that are professional enough and that have the training in order to teach their agents to become professional high standard agents. Now, shameless plug, but with Team Real Estate here, we train our agents to be professionals within 30 days. We want to get them their first appointment and property under contract within 30 days, and we teach them how to service the client, but as well we also have assistants to help with that as well. So sometimes it's better to work with a team that's able to not just be able to answer from just the real estate agents themselves, but a real estate agent has people behind them, working behind the scenes to help you out and makes the transaction a lot smoother. So the second point is get pre-approved. I know a lot of good lenders in this area, and the truth is you can tell the difference between a good one and a bad one. Just because the follow-up is the biggest thing. You want somebody that's going to be able to communicate not just with you, but also the agent, the title company. It makes the transaction a whole lot smoother. This is something very important because not every single lender is the same. Not every single agent is the same. So those are the first two important steps, which leads me to a third. Obviously, you're going to start searching for a home. When you search for a home, you want something that you're going to be able to obviously live comfortably in, but also make sure that you're not spending too much time trying to find that perfect home. The truth is, there's no perfect home unless you do a custom one, and eventually throughout the year, something's going to change. And that perfect home, at one point, it's not going to be the same thing it used to be, just because people change. And so you don't be afraid to give in order to get in some certain aspects of what you're looking for in the criteria of your perfect home, which leads me to the fourth step of making an offer. Now, in this market, it's been pretty crazy. Not every single offer that you have to make in order to actually get under contract needs to be way over asking price. Sometimes the best thing to do, and this is very important why you need to have a professional, that way they can advise you, is to see what terms might be better for the seller. Sometimes we've have won offers because our terms were better, not because we've offered $30,000 or $50,000 over asking price. It's just because maybe we offered a little bit over, but we're able to give them terms that the seller needs. And yeah, I mean, really, it's not always about the price. So just make sure you have somebody that's going to be able to advise you on all the aspects of the contract and make sure all the paperwork is done right. That way, legally, it doesn't harm you or anybody else. This leads me to the fifth step, which obviously negotiations in the contract. This can just be if, for example, when you get a counter offer from a seller, you're going to be negotiating and figuring out with your real estate professional what might be the best terms to give at that point, or if you're going to be able to, find another property that you might want with a better conditions for you. Now, the sixth step is once you're under contract and in escrow, this is when you're going to start inspections, appraisals. You're going to be getting everything ready for the underwriters and the lenders. You're going to be working a lot with the lenders, but as well, you're going to be, speaking with the realtor about anything that you might need. As well, the real estate agent is going to be able to set up inspections, appraisals for you. That way, you don't have to worry about that. And obviously final details as part of underwriting, and obviously closing day, the house is yours, you get the keys. Now, very important to know is that you will know when you work with somebody that's really great when they're able to help you and service you right after the closing date. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be something transactional, but obviously you can have somebody that's going to be able to build a relationship and help you whenever you have any questions about the property. If you ever need an electrician or a plumber or somebody that works in HVAC, having a good realtor that's not only able to negotiate and do all these steps for you, but also be able to refer out other vendors to you, that's going to be a very important thing. So, how do you know you're ready to buy? Obviously, the first step that you actually have to have is have a steady income. You have to have money in order to pay a mortgage. The other thing is low to medium debt. Now, for people that don't really use debt or don't really know about this, obviously the underwriters are just going to look at how much you make per the year and then how much debt you have, and really they want to have a sweet spot of you know um, I believe nothing over 40% of your income goes to debt. Because the truth is, once you buy a mortgage, you can honestly get about 30% for debt to income ratio just on the mortgage, and that's going to be probably a healthy place to be at max. Obviously, you could get more, but you don't want to strain yourself and use the most money possible every single month in order to make a payment for a property that you might not be able to afford if you uh, lose your job or something happens or things slow down. Now, cash for down payment and closing. This is very important because you guys have to be prepared before you even start looking at properties. You guys have to have this reserve of down payment before you even go and start searching for homes. 2 months of pay stubs and bank statements. This is just so they can prove your income and that you don't have a lot of debt. And then 2 years with the same company or in the same industry. I talked about that earlier. Obviously, if you might switch jobs or you might switch different companies, but you might be in the same industry. Don't worry about if you switch jobs in the middle of a transition from, different state. If you're coming out of state, that will work just fine. You just need to have those 2 years. Now, getting pre-approved. This is something very important. Choosing a lender, like I mentioned earlier, filling out a loan application. They usually send it now over as a link that you can fill out online. Approval documents, pay stubs, bank statements, tax returns, proof of employment, and 580 credit score or more. Now, I do have some lenders that I probably won't be making a couple videos with to talk about these certain things, but just to keep this video 10 to 15 minutes, I'm gonna skip over that part. But just work on your credit, really. Really, just once you're out of high school, once you turn 18, get a credit card and don't go crazy with it. Get something that's secured and something that you can, buy gas and groceries with, but treat it like cash. Once you're able to use your credit card, pay it off immediately at the end of the month, and then, you're going to start seeing your credit score grow. And then in the future, I'll be making more videos about how to improve your credit and what hacks you might have to your disposal to actually improve it faster. Now, with your home search, obviously understanding what you're looking for is top priority. We want to know location, the price that you're looking for. This is why it's important to have a pre-approval. How big you want the house, bedrooms, baths, styles, schools, and features, all of that. Now, search tool, obviously you can use things like Zillow and Realtor.com. You want to be using something that an agent's going to be able to provide, a professional is going to be able to provide, because the matter of fact is when you look at Zillow versus Estimate, they are usually not correct because they do not have appraisals, they do not have county records. They take things off the MLS that might have been there for the longest time, and they don't know any updates that have been on the home. So it's important to use something that is given to you by your real estate agent. Agent search, obviously, the agents is going to be looking on the MLS. They're going to be working with their network of real estate agents in order to find a property for you. They have websites. If they have certain CRMs that are going to be able to help them out, you'll be able to use those. The customer can be looking for properties as well, obviously, with the website that the real estate agent gives them, yard signs, looking for yard signs, open houses, model homes. Talk to your friends for sale by owners. This is something that agents also talk about as well. Is calling for sale by owners or expireds. Try to see if we can get you the right home for you. High tech tools, automatic home search, pretty much. My company, we on our website, we do have a platform where we can send e-alerts. We're pretty much customizable to exactly what you want and what criteria you're looking for, but also we can send it every single day, once a week, and it makes it easier for you guys just to be cut up on the loop of what's new, what has changed, and obviously, I mean, you guys won't have to do any work. Just open your email, click the link, and all the properties are there. Now, making an offer, obviously, find the right home. Sellers wants, this just means look at the terms that, or try to find the terms that the seller is needing and wanting in order for them to accept a pretty good offer. Earnest money is obviously something that we haven't talked about, but it's just a pretty much, it's a guarantee. Practically what you're saying is, I am guaranteeing that I'm going to go buy this property. Obviously, you're not guaranteeing anything, because if inspections comes back and there's something that's completely broken and it's going to be a lot of money to fix, you're going to be able to back out of that offer and go find the next property. Earnest money is just something that you are going to be able to present to the seller. Most agents use $1,000. I think you should use at least 1% of the sales price, because that money is going to go, with you on the closing day, and it's going to be able to help you pay some of the closing costs. And it's very important to sometimes earnest money, wins offers. Higher earnest money, it's more security for the seller, and it also makes sure that the buyer, if they do leave for whatever reason, they back out of the offer for no good reason, then obviously the earnest money stays with the seller to make up for the lost time. But that's why it's important to know exactly which home do you really want, and kind of do a pre-inspection with your real estate agent before you make that offer. Now, obviously, down payment, financed amount. This is just kind of getting a pre-approval letter and having the funds to actually close on this property. Important dates, inspections, appraisals, sewer inspections, any inspections that you guys want to do for a property. Those are going to be important dates to have. Inclusions in home. Offer will be accepted, counter offered, or declined. Obviously, when you're making an offer, you want to be able to include the things that you want. Obviously, stoves, fridges, any weird things that might pop up, furniture, and then obviously it will be accepted, counter offered, or declined. If it gets declined, don't feel bad. Obviously, there's way more homes that you think that there are, and you can't be stuck on one home. Or else it might just be, you might want to give up on a home search and really just have to have a positive attitude about it and just have the mindset, high up there. When your offer is accepted, this is when obviously, our clients get super happy when their offers get accepted. We get the earnest money immediately to the title company. Obviously, this is pretty much a guarantee for the seller that you're going to want to, you're serious about buying the property. But also, when you do close on the home, the earnest money goes right back to you. Inspection and repairs, those are usually done within the first 10 to 15 days of being in contract. Appraisal, it can either be done immediately or later in the contract. Home insurance, you have to find a home insurance agent. I know a couple as well. Finalize mortgage details and final walkthrough. These are important things because you guys have to make sure all the documents that the lender needs is with him or her, and you're able to do a final walkthrough to make sure the property is still in the good conditions that you saw it in, and that you don't get cold feet or anything like that. Obviously, you don't want to do that. So just be sure about your decision when you make an offer. So when you get accepted, you know this is property you are going to buy. Closing cost breakdown. So in closing costs, there's a couple. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it. Usually, typically, what I've seen is about $4,000 to $6,000 just for closing costs on top of the down payment that you're going to be paying. So you might be, bringing a big chunk of money or a big check to closing. But obviously, there is government loans that you can do with, loan money down, or if you're a veteran, you can get a VA loan, or if you're in the military as well, you can get a VA loan that is going to be able to get you a 0% down. And obviously, these are things that go into closing costs, property appraisal. The appraisal, the buyers pay, home inspections, processing fees. These are all lender and title fees, and obviously taxes. This just goes with the county and the city that you're in. And then finally, closing day. The other things that you need to bring on closing day is pretty much your ID. In the closing day, you guys are just going to be signing a lot of paperwork. It usually takes about 20, 30 minutes. It's just a lot of paperwork to be signed on the closing table. So just bring your ID, and everybody that's involved in the purchase, everybody that's name is going to be on the loan. In Missouri, you guys can buy with one. If you guys are married, you can buy with one, but you have to sell with two. I believe it's the same with Kansas, but don't quote me on that. And you will need to bring a certified check or wire your down payment / closing costs. So this can be a cashier's check. You can do a wire transfer, and obviously every title company is different, so they might allow different things. So just make sure you talk with your real estate agent or your real estate attorney, as well as the title company, to make sure everything would check or sort of payment that they're able to allow. So that's it for me today. I'll have to have Jane Smith on there. But yeah, that's about it. 816-248-2620. That's my number. Obviously, Luis.Hidalgo at teamre.com. That's my email, and obviously my website's right here. If you guys find any of this useful, feel free to let me know. We're going to be doing one for listings. If you guys want to list your property, I'm going to be doing a video on how to list your property and what goes into it. Obviously, you can do it as for sale by owner, or you can do it with a real estate agent. Some people want to do it for sale by owner, and they realize that it's a lot just getting showings in and being on call 24/7. But I'll be doing that next week or later this week, and hopefully you guys have found something valuable out of this video. But yeah, hope everybody has a good day, and that's it for me today. See you next time. Goodbye.